Good morning, everybody. It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center. Got Scott Peterson with me again. I've had him on here before. He threatened me again, so I brought him on again. Thanks for coming on, dude. So Scott's with Home Perfect Restoration. So these guys are the ones that show up at your house when water's flowing out the front door or down from the top story, and it's coming through the vents and whatnot. And so I just wanted to ask Scott to come in and just talk about what are the three main things that become the cause of a water damage, and how can we maybe fix those and avoid the damage?
Sure.
I know this is putting you out of business, by the way, but help us out, man.
That's all right. There'll never be a shortage of that.
Yeah.
So I've talked about it before. We do about 40 to 50 water damages a month for our company here, and I would say probably half of them can be prevented. So what we talk a lot about is hot water heaters. That's usually our biggest source of a water damage. And a lot of times if the clients had just put a pan underneath the water heater, or say replace it at the 12 to 15 year mark, right, that could have prevented a lot of water damage. So if you put a pan underneath it and that water heater breaks, a lot of times it will drain into the pan and then out through the concrete and not into the house. Another thing we see a lot of is washing machines. People will still have the rubber hoses and they'll get a bubble in it and it'll break and nobody will be home, and that puts out a ton of water. So if you just swap those rubber lines with a stainless steel braided line, that can help you a lot.
So for the set of those, it's like $50 or something like that?
That's cheap,
if
that. So just go to Home Depot and swap that out. And then just look at your angle stops, especially in an older home. Make sure they turn off. So if you have an emergency, you can turn it off at the angle stop, have a plumber come out. I know there's a lot of plumbers that do free audits.
Right.
But I mean, one thing is if you don't know how to turn off the water to your home, you want to know that, because there's so many jobs that could be a very minor water damage, but the clients didn't know how to turn the water off, and they're waiting an hour for a plumber to get there.
Oh my gosh.
So you can turn it off at the street, you can turn it off usually at the house. If it's hot water, you can turn it off at the water heater. So we have a video on our Facebook page, Home Perfect Restoration, and it goes through how to prevent a water damage and different tips and tricks that you can use. So if you want to check that out, hopefully that helps you.
Yeah, cool, man. Thank you. And the crazy thing is, and we'll put Scott's information. Scott's better at Facebook than me, so we'll figure out how to get you that. Another thing is if you do have a water damage, this is something Scott talked about last time. If you do have a water damage, get a restoration company out there very early. They are going to help you with your insurance company quite a bit. Yeah. So, I mean, insurance is going to get involved in a lot of cases, but these guys are going to be able to help you in some cases, maybe avoid an insurance claim altogether if it's small enough, some stuff like that.
Yeah, go with a restoration company first before you contact insurance, because there's a lot of jobs that can be handled outside of filing a claim. And sometimes if you file a claim and then you find out that it's small and you don't need to, they may not, depending on who your insurance company is, they may not let you withdraw that claim. So that could affect your rates because they're analyzing risk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're not trying to recoup what they paid out. They're trying to analyze the risk that, okay, you had one water damage, there's a good chance you're going to have another one, so we're going to raise your rates to cover that.
Right, cool. Good stuff, man. Thanks for the info.
You got it, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, see you guys next week.